Yo, what's up, people? Welcome to the Trybe Podcast. And with me here, I have the amazing Dedeukwu. Wow, thank you so much, brother, for coming through. What can I say, man? Amidst your tight schedule, you still had time to come through. Really, truly appreciate that. Thank you, and God bless you.
So, big one.
So how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's mutual. You've been coming through for the people, for the community. Talking about tight schedule, man. We are still, finding that balance.
Yeah.
Balancing personal life, family, and Web3, where you have thousands of tabs open.
Honestly.
Both in your head and on your personal gadgets. But yeah, cool to be here.
Yeah, thank you. So for those that don't know, Dedeukwu is actually an OG in the Web3 space in general, especially in this region of the world, in Africa, representing Africa on a global scale. Thank you for coming through once again. He's the CEO of the Dedeukwushryne and also a full-time community builder in the Web3 space. So we have a big dog here, right here.
Yeah.
So I really want this conversation to be as fluid as possible. I don't want you to hold back anything. I believe you've been in the space for a while, and so many youngins are looking for directions, and we can really digging into your wealth of experiences and knowledge to help them navigate their way through their journey in the Web3 space. So to start off, I really want to ask a question. What was the first time when was the first time you heard about Web3, cryptocurrency? How did your journey start? How was your journey and what has the journey been like so far?
All right, man. Thanks, man. Really thankful, right? It's a great honor to do this, what I love doing best. Firstly, the introduction. I'm a co-founder to C1 Guild.
Amazing.
That was my first project. C1 Guild, aka Chapter 1 Global Charity Foundation. And then I am the founder of Dedeukwu DAO. Aside being a community builder, I'm a crypto musician.
That's right.
And I also am more into cultural curation right now. So the first time I heard about Web3, crypto arts. So it was crypto arts in the day.
Yeah.
That was around August 2020.
Wow.
In the middle of the
pandemic.
in the middle of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And same August 2020, I gave birth to my son.
Amazing.
Right?
Amazing.
And then I was struggling, between being a nightclub host, and then the pandemic, the government had to shut things down.
Exactly.
So I was deliberately pushing my club business in Asaba. Then it wasn't going well because the whole world was just at a place, right? So I reached out my bro, be like, you're making your art. I know you've been good with your art side, taking it very serious. Likewise your academics, being a professor in the UNN. How can I, as a musical person, been doing music from the early stage, of my life, how can I actually come in? How can I make my music a crypto music, just like you do your crypto arts? So he said, yes, there's a community for my music in the blockchain.
Wow.
And he actually know about a friend he reached out to, which is Vandal.
Wow.
And I was lucky. I was lucky, because during that moment he was still onboarding his team. Getting to share the blockchain gospel to people. And all that. Very, very. It was a good time for me to learn. I jumped on a few meetings. Asked a few questions before he introduced me officially to Vandal.
Wow, amazing. Vandal is really a big OG in the near ecosystem.
Strong one.
Yeah,
salute him.
Yeah, big shout out to Vandal, and that's amazing. Then from then to now, I believe what were the major challenges you faced? You started from the bottom, and right now you are I would say you're one of the top dogs in the near ecosystem. How was your journey? What was the obstacles you encountered?
Oh man, there's a lot, and I'm happy to share, right? So, so just for the context, not just in the near ecosystem, I'll call myself the second crypto musician of Africa.
Wow.
The first, when I joined the space, I knew about Maswa Bruno.
Wow.
A big salute, and I believe it's always a great thing, to, give respect and give gratitude. I saw Maswa Bruno building on the space, and then I am one of the pioneers, one of the innovators, right, of interoperability in music NFTs breeding out of Africa. Amazing. Right? So the challenges for me, most importantly, is the gas phase on Ethereum blockchain. Because I started off Ethereum, though we formed a guild then with Vandal called Near S Music, the first music DAO built on Near. Then we actually didn't get financial support like grants and all that. So it was just a channel for all creatives to synergize, collaborate. So in there, I discovered. They discovered me. They discovered, my team, CTRL, Fishbrain, Gatraps, and BSK. Fishbrains from the UK, Gatraps from the US, BSKs from Brazil. They discovered me, and we started. We built CTRL.
Wow.
So, and the first drop we made was on OpenSea, right? It's titled Soul Smasher. So that made the sales, and that's on the Ethereum blockchain. So the gas fees,
we're crazy.
It was crazy, right? But building collaboration, this is our four body, and I'm just like the youngest, amongst these guys. So they made it possible for the gas fee, but for me to mint my personal project wasn't that easy. So, but then I started experimenting with Mint-Base,
Amazing.
Along the line, and Mint-Base is the primary marketplace built on Near, which is basically more like a gasless minting, So they challenge gas fees, but Mint-Base helped solve that problem. Near protocol basically. Secondly, people, right? We are all. It's a diverse community.
True.
We all have our temperaments, we have our backgrounds, we have our everything. So character-wise, attitude and all that, energy, So, as a community builder, I face a lot of challenges, making people to understand my intentions, making people to really see the beauty in building, for the sake of developing a product and for the sake of acquiring the knowledge, the education, right, you need to propel yourself for the future. Most times they feel like I need to start cashing out, man. I need to. What am I doing? What role do I have to play here? I'd be like, man, you are a model, man. You're a model, man. And this Web3 is not just about. It's not just about come, I will give you an endorsement and I will sign you. No, Web3 is building the future. As a model, you can sell your photography art as NFTs. You can become, a brand to most, even the least local trading companies can give you contracts. Can be recorded on the blockchain, and you can become, ambassador through that. As a musician, you can do crypto music, sell your music as NFTs. Even if you don't do anything, you don't have any talent. You can play DeFi games, play to earn, play to learn. All those games, they are just a way to just learn, engage, build out. So aside the people, we keep building every day, we keep learning, right? Every day. Aside the people, my brother, another thing would just be the resources, but I didn't actually feel that much because I started building with, I would say, 24/7 electricity kind of concept, and I understand how it feels for other people, coming from where I'm coming from, Nigeria, right? You understand how the whole thing goes. There's no stable electricity. and network and piss you off.
Data.
So your data subscription, man, crazy. So I was able to overcome the challenge of data subscription from Cypher community.
Wow.
So there's this community, called Cypher. It's built on Discord. So when you rap, it's a Discord community. You rap and they tip you token. So
Wow.
sometimes I remember the first time I got the first position.
Wow.
It's a diverse, and then coming in very early out of the pandemic, and as
The drive was
the whole thing. So as an early dad, in the middle of the pandemic, man, I got to hustle. When it comes to what I know how to do best, I won't take no chances.
Give it 100.
Give it my best. So
Yeah.
I won, around quarter ETH then, quarter Ethereum. That was around $300 then. So that kept me on subscription, and they keep tipping me. I keep doing my best on it. Then the 247 electricity is there to give me, keep me woke.
Yes.
And keep me charged up all the time. So I didn't feel that much, but I felt that because I know a couple of builders that I was onboarding. I had to develop that mindset of what if these people coexist here with me? What if they stay here? And all that. So not to just, there's a lot to it, but then the finance side of the gas fees, the people, and then the resources.
True.
Yeah.
Amazing. This is a lot to keep up with, and it's the fact that you were able to to pull through amidst all of these challenges, and like you said, your drive was on 100. I think that's what most creative from this part of the world lack. They just want to get in the space and just feel like it's magic start happening. I think something about Web3 that I've learned so far, you have to build a reputation, you have to build a portfolio for yourself, you have to gradually build. It does just things just don't fall at your feet like the very instant. I think patience is one of the things, and the ability to just stay and build a reputation for yourself. And the Web3 space is more about what you have done, like your track record so far, your traction, and that's what so many creators from this part of the world don't really understand. You have to stay and build. So my other question I have for you, thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you. My other question I have for you is as a community builder, what will you say, what will you advise? Because there are so many up and coming community builders from this part of the world building their DAOs and all. What will you say is the number one thing they should hold on to and they should really prioritize as a community builder?
Okay, yeah. Building out takes time. You pointed that out. That's very correct. And it's much important to, if you buy beans, you don't just put it on the fire.
True.
You have to select the beans, from the stones, from the shell, a couple of deaths, you encounter before you now cook the main thing. So as a community builder, most importantly, you need to know your tribe. Not everyone you onboard or everyone you pitch your product or your project to, you expect them to understand or to resonate. No, if it's a creative project, not all creative will understand, not all creative will start with you. Know your tribe, know people that actually resonate, or rather people that want to build immediately, and don't play with those people, build with them, make mistakes with them, explore with them, understand with them, try to still as imperfect as you can, try to make peace whenever you fight with them, because those things are inevitable.
True.
Right. So another thing I would point out is knowing a self-sustainable means. What's the long-term roadmap of your community, right? Because it's not just you setting it up for the sake of Web3. It's for the sake of your purpose, for the sake of your vision. It's your movements, right? So, and because it's a DAO, doesn't make it
less of your
own
responsibility.
responsibilities. You know,
True.
you
100.
mustn't just push that to anybody. You know, that's why you need to know your people, so that when you assign tasks, those people you assign it to will be happy, you know, to do what they know how to do best, or what they actually want to do.
Wow.
So yeah,
Amazing.
that's what I think.
Wow. Firstly, you said know your tribe. Secondly, have a roadmap. Wow.
Yeah.
That's profound, because building with somebody that has not seen what you're seeing, it's gonna be
Tough.
It's gonna be like they are pulling you back. You're saying, let's do this together, but you're not seeing the picture that you're seeing. So you have to be careful people you're working with. Rightfully select your tribe and work with them. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. And another question I have before we start wrapping up is Africans in the blockchain. You know, the blockchain technology is still like a myth to most Africans. I don't know if you understand. I'm a person that work with a lot of artists as a producer and also as a touring musician. So when I mention Web3, they'll be like it's like a rocket science. So what's the future for Web3 for African creatives, and how can they leverage the Web3 ecosystem to their own advantage?
Okay, you mean specifically for creatives?
Yes, in this part of the world.
This part of the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. This is just what I have been doing, right? I've been onboarding more of creatives, you know, to the ecosystem. A couple of them come in, experiments, and then they just pull out, right? Yeah, you know, you don't force it. A lot of them, I onboard them. It will take them a year or more to come back and start actively building. Be like, is this what I've been missing? But you didn't explain it better.
That happened to me. I remember, let me share a story. I remember the very first time I was told about the Web3 space. I was like, nah. It took me like a year. Like I'd already had I already opened an account in the near forum. So I went there the first time. Everything was just confusing. I was not like, there was no proper education for me then. That's another thing. Education is another thing that I think should be what we should prioritize for Africans. There was like, I was just like, it was just all Greek to me. I left it for like a year. Then I came back. Then I was like, wow, is this what I've been missing? Just like you said. So I just needed to share that story. I'm a victim of that. Continue.
A lot of people are. If I've onboarded 1,000, I will tell you that 60% of them, you know, actually came back later. You know, so that's why, you know, Dedeukwushryne, the project I'm currently building right now, we started off education. We also have this kind of thing, but then in a more Web3 products, you know, breakdown, digestible content, you know, building. So it's important that we educate people. It is not about the academic. It's not about what you learn in the school. Right, it's about what you practice day in, day out.
True.
You know, what your experiences with the product, what have you experienced? Like in the space now, there's a lot. So the education will let people know which one they actually fit to. You know, what to be careful about and how to navigate spaces. Right. It's not been all smooth for myself. Right. It's good to admit that, you know, I've fallen a victim to a couple of, fraud.
Wow.
Through phishing links and you know, and all that. But it's important people know you share those experiences, those education with people, so they don't make the same mistakes that you made. And then, you know, they also, you know, be careful, you know, on how they actually. So creatives, I would suggest have to explore. Just see NFTs as another extension to your artistry, your marketing. Just like you distribute to iTunes, Spotify, and the rest, right? You can still distribute to Web3 too. You know, distribute to Web3 through putting up your song on decentralized streaming platforms. There's a lot. Nigerian, I know there's Loser, you know, and you can also experiment, you know, using some of these NFT marketplaces that has fiat integration, where your collectors can support you by maybe spending $5 to just collect, just like people collect iTunes, and that $5 they can earn, rather unlock exclusive access, to your community, direct contact with you. So those are what we should experiment. It doesn't cost anything. You just reach out to those projects. Most of them are built on Twitter, aka X, right? So so it's important that you reach out to them. I did a lot of those things coming up, and I reached out to thousands. Wow. If I see you're doing awesome thing in the space, and I feel there's a way we can collaborate, I hit your DM. I joined the Discord. I joined so many Discord. I was like, at some point, I became really overwhelmed, and a lot of those people I joined, I introduced myself to. Later introduced their products to me. So most of those products got me so overwhelmed that I now became very selective, and I learned. Web3 taught me how to, say no.
Wow.
Because, in the traditional sense, and that's why we don't appear authentic. Traditionally, you feel like, man, you need all this work. You can do this. You can take care of them. And then you jump on it. At the end, it becomes a client, issue, and you lose, customer relationship and all that. But Web3, you can say, no, this is not my thing. No, I can't be able to do this. And so a couple of things like that. When you explore the space, reach out. When you see people that like-minded people that actually flow the same vibration with you, come together. Have a meeting. Web3 is more of meetings, online meetings, tech conference meetings, networking, reach with them, know what they actually want to build. If you guys have a similar project together, you merge it together. That's why it's a DAO. You collaborate, right? It's a DAO. It mustn't be your vision, and but your vision can merge with another person's vision. Just like in a product, in a Web3 product, for example, right? I would use Ludero, for example. Ludero is a play to learn and earn products built on there. So in Ludero, you start off signing up. If you don't have a wallet, you get a wallet, save your passphrase, and then you start playing a game like the Mario. So when you lose in the game, it will prompt you to go and answer a question. That actually about what's happening in the ecosystem.
Wow.
So when you answer that question, you can now continue your game. When you fail again, instead of starting from a top, you answer a question. Wow. So so things like that, playing games like that, as a creative that loves playing games and experimenting with NFTs, building a community, giving them your time, giving it time. Like graduating from the college doesn't mean you stopped learning. You need to learn. You need to most of us are focused on screen reading. You need to do your research, read, even if you don't have more of the time, to do other things like I would say counsel, right? Reach out to professors, make a deep research. You don't have that time to make deep research, you can still do the research. You can ask questions, so everyone can open up to you in Web3. Hence, the person is Web3, minded. So that's it for creatives. Keep at it, give it time. Let it be like you've gotten another admission. And what the first year be like. You have to dedicate that time and sacrifice.
That's so profound. Amazing. I'm well aware that you are also running for the NDC election, so representing the African and also the creatives there. So what's your plan? Like, what's your roadmap? Eventually you get elected.
Well, I thank you for actually pointing that out. So my dad is a politician, but then he played politics very well and good, but then the people he dealt with didn't encourage me to engage in politics, because we are human, and it attracts a lot of things, so. But in Web3, I actually intend to engage in a product that is bridging the gap between politics, right, and then the technology. Because I feel there's a big gap missing in the traditional politics system, and that big gap that problem can only be solved with Web3 or Web4, right? So I am contesting for the House of Merit because the Africans on the blockchain are misunderstanding how it should be done. I'm not saying I know how it should be done, but I feel like there is something we call fairness, and energy. It doesn't lie, right? It doesn't lie. I actually flow with energy a whole lot. So when mine is not good, you would know it's not good for you, and I will tell you, even if you don't know, I will communicate, right? So I feel that all the Africans need to come together through this, after the movement of Africa United on Chain, which we fought for our fairness. I'm more passionate about the diversity, the equality, the inclusivity, and belonging of people of color. Right, so I'm a very community-oriented person.
True.
Even as I speak now, I'm having goosebumps because I tell you, because the people, I did not grow out. I did not grow, out of the whole luxurious thing. I actually did not also start from the scratch. So I don't believe in self-made, because someone must have contributed to
your growth.
Your climbing. Be you a connector, be you a climber. You need everyone to get there. So I feel that this position, especially what the near protocol is doing with NDC, the near digital collectives, they are bridging a gap, and this gap now is open for the world, to decide who is in charge of a particular thing. And if your region is not involved or there, you likely lose out, or
True.
you will not be included.
True.
Right? So that is why I made that decision to, come up. Everything I don't feel you be ready for something. You just need to prepare your mind. So I've prepared my mind to flow with the community, so that we can be able to represent the real perception of what living in Africa, Nigeria, what it means, what we deserve, what we should also be seen as, right? Because there's a lot happening, a lot is happening globally, and with this technology and these early days, we really need to count. We really need to. So I feel like I need to be there for these first 6 months to actually set a narrative, to set a culture, because I'm coming in to curate a culture of what we are, right, and how we should be treated.
True.
Which is very much important. So House of Merit being in charge of disbursing and reviewing fund allocation to projects, I feel Africans need a lot of these funds coming our way. We need the education to spread across, and we can't do that with what's going on. The economic situation is bad at the moment. We need some of these grants so we can push Web3 education to our people. We also need to experiment. We need to build products solving African problems from an African perspective, right? Which I feel most of the developers or startups, they don't pay attention to, or they are not so united to do this together. So I am contesting House of Merit. I also hope that Apex Trybe, would try to give me that support, and I'll be happy. I'll be happy to serve. I'll be happy to always engage in meetings and pass the news, or whatever the community decide. Pass it to the people at the top, and tell them this is how it should be, and this is what we believe it should be.
Amazing. Really important to someone that actually understands what being an African is, to be there to explain, because so many projects from the creative and beyond the creative is coming in from this part of the world. So we really need somebody that really understands what it means to be an African, to represent us out there. Yeah. And I think you have my support, and I wish you all the best in your
thank you, man.
your endeavors.
I appreciate that. And one thing I would just do is just to make sure, I mean, being a father, is actually put me in that position to, understand that even if I feel I'm just going to, live life anyhow and go, I will still remind myself that I have an offspring.
Yeah.
And whatever reputation I build right now,
is going to
live for that, and whatever, everything. So that's why I kind of feel like the traditional politicians have lost empathy, right?
True.
They've lost empathy.
True.
They've lost what it takes to be human. And Web3 will change that.
True.
I hope that we will give it a chance. Let us put humans in positions, right? As much as we are now coexisting with artificial intelligence, right? But human, right? Human plays a major role, and human creativity is authentic. It is different from what the AI
is
does.
God-given.
Exactly. So I believe in those days where the world will be so beautiful, where people would love each other sincerely, where projects will be carried out, where Africa, will be seen as a futuristic, place, and the people smart, and not seeing us the other way round, which is more like taking over. So there's always a need, to bring up that light. Let the light, wherever there is light, it covers the darkness. So I am very optimistic that things will not get worse, and this technology is our way out. So let's do our very best. I'm not saying it must be me, right? There are a lot of candidates out there in the Council of Advisor, Transparency Commission, and House of Merit. We just need to come together internally and say, hey, this is this person, I want this person, we want this person to go first. This is the narrative. The community can put together time and arrange a Google Doc, that will be a sort of roadmap for the person to look into, and then he or she can follow it up to build, what the community wants them to build. Because at the end of the day, they are serving the community.
True.
And then internally, we can also say, after this person, for these first 6 months, this is the next person, and this is what we want to target. This is what we want to achieve, right? In Africa, there is West Africa, there's the East Africa, right? There's South Africa.
There's North Africa.
There's also the North Africa. So all these people, we have people, I believe we have people from the various, regions, and Africa needs to represent. We need to come together and make this thing count.
Work. Amazing. Thank you. And like I said, all the best. And finally, what are your final words for creatives in general? Like, this is like from the Dedeukwu to the creative, especially the ones building in the Web3 space. Your final words.
Yeah, my final words to the creatives. Firstly, scrutinize links before you click.
Wow, that's really profound. Please.
So it's important, right? You scrutinize the links on a serious note, and then it's very important too, that you learn, you reach out. You don't just, in as much as it's very experimental, and we are all building decentralization, right? You need to reach out. Don't be scared. Reach out to people you look up to. Build a reputation. Don't mess it. Don't feel like you mess up in this blockchain, and the next blockchain they don't know what you've done. It's a small space. We are all very early, right? So if you cast anywhere, you don't cast everywhere. So build your reputation well. Be mindful, be nice, protect your energy, and don't think is just don't think NFT is a fairy tale. Don't think is a fraud. It's not. It's reality. It's the new technology. Just put it into your creative art. Writer, painter, musician, producer, engineer, everything you do, everything creative, everything architectural, lawyer, everything. Web3 is the new way of doing things. That would be the new culture, and everybody is coming in there. So stay lit, stay on your Discord, on your Twitter. Don't keep mute when you join communities. When you check notifications and see information just came in, browse on it, but scrutinize the link and then engage. It's very important. It's a decentralized autonomous organization, so the table rotates. It will definitely be your own turn to lead, set up a roadmap, right, or something, or your own community, but you need the experience. Go
True.
for the education and build sincerely. It takes time to build.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for picking up the call, and thank you for sharing all of these experiences.
Appreciate
Trust me, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from this, and thank you. So that will be a wrap. And to say this is our very first episode, and starting off like this I'm really optimistic. Like, thank
awesome.
you.
Awesome.
Thank you,
man. Happy to be the first.
Yeah. I know, right? I think it's well deserved, and I hope you put out more music because I miss it.
Definitely. I'm gonna be putting out videos.
Yeah.
Videos to my past music. A lot of people don't know. I have so much music on the blockchain.
Yeah.
I've sold on SRP, Tezos, Ethereum, Near, what other blockchain? So I'm literally exploring Bitcoin blockchain as well. I'm literally exploring everything.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of interoperability.
That's great.
Yeah.
So thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that's it. Wrap.